Let's look at some of the insights that came out of the case of Bill, our friend who originally thought that his product was a piece of high-tech equipment that he was selling in the marine sector to the end user in terms of providing that service, and the end user being, in his thinking, either the harbour or the port authority which the high-tech piece of equipment would survey. However, when we went through looking at the various elements from the territory, looking back at the product, some of the keywords actually gave us, or gave Bill, one or two insights. And one that I'd like to zero in is the keywords here, the individual service versus the big corporation. He identified that he couldn't compete with the big corporate because of their size, the fact that they carried a big product inventory. He determined that playing to his strengths, he could provide an individual service, and that word service was actually key in coming up with this insight. And he realized that if he was trying to deliver that individual service, he needed individuals who would actually execute and deliver it for him. And he was able to then think of his customer and therefore his product in an entirely different way. His customer became potential franchisees who would take on board his training on how to use the equipment and then deliver it to the end user, hence providing the individual service in terms of what Bill had researched his customers really would buy into. The primary end user was the potential franchisee, and the secondary end user became satisfying the port authority or the harbour authority. So his product now shifted. With those couple of insights, his product shifted from being the piece of high-tech equipment to the training and franchising of the service package to his resellers, his franchisees, to deliver and implement the individual service that would put him in a better position vis-à-vis the incumbent competitors in the marketplace, which were the big corporates. Just looking at the product from the point of view of the territory and some of the elements within the territory gave him insights that made his business model a lot more viable. Coincidentally, because he was now leasing the equipment to the franchisees, his need for working capital suddenly disappeared overnight. So instead of being a business that was non-viable, i.e. didn't have enough working capital to match the product inventory of the corporates, by not matching the product inventory of the corporates, by adopting an entirely different perspective, the associated need for working capital immediately disappeared, and he had a viable business model.